bags a year in 2022. Last year it was 64 million. This year we are expecting 75 million bags of maize. For those of you who are coffee farmers, you know our coffee prices have gone up from 60 shillings a kilo to now 120, 130 shillings a kilo, right? And so is our tea. And so is our sugar. We've been importing sugar as a country for the last 40 years. But we've carried out reforms in that sector. We've licensed 4 new sugar mills. We have moved production in the last 2 years from 500,000 metric tons. Last year we were at 815,000 metric tons. By next year, God willing, we'll get to 1 million. And in 3 to 4 years, Kenya will be a net exporter of sugar. And so I have every reason to be proud of the God I believe in. Let me give you one more example. You know, we have been discussing the subject of housing as a country for the last, I don't know how many years. Housing was in the NAC manifesto. It was in the KANU manifesto. It was in the Grand Coalition manifesto. It was in the Jubilee manifesto. In this election, it was both in the Azimio manifesto and the Kenya Kwanza manifesto. But nobody has dared to implement it. Of course, I've had to earn a few names, Zakayo included. But I can confidently stand before you today. We are building 170,000 housing units across Kenya. We are building 400 markets for our mama mbogas. We're doing hostels for our students. I was in one such development yesterday in Mombasa. And we have hired 320,000 young people in those spaces, going to 650 in a couple of months, and 1 million people will be working in our housing development by next year. We're not only creating jobs, we are moving people away from the indignity of living in slums. Listen, in 2023, I invited the Prime Minister of Singapore. He came to Kenya. I had a thorough conversation with him. Why? Because in 1963, Kenya and Singapore had the same problem. Singapore was a slum like our Kibera here. You've seen the pictures, for those of you who follow current affairs. It was a slum with people making alcohol in all manner of places. But Singapore today, 95% of their population are home owners. They are in the first world. What about our country? 7 million people live in slums. We are still in the third world. That is the difference. And the only difference is leadership. People with the courage to make the right decisions, however inconvenient, however not so popular. Today we are making the strides. We already have a pipeline of 700,000 housing units. You have seen people shed tears as they move from, slum houses with no water, with no electricity, with no roads. And the most outstanding thing is that those who move from the slums to the settlements we are creating, the big thing they say is at least they have a toilet for themselves. You remember the things we take for granted? You have 3, 4 toilets in your house. There are people, families, 5, 6, 7, 8 families sharing one toilet, and you have to pay. Those are the things we are changing in our nation. Are we together? And then the Bible reminds us in Proverbs, I think 13:22 or thereabout, says a good man leaves an inheritance for his children's children. Does it? Yes. And the reason why we almost became victims of debt is because we do not have a good culture of saving. We consume everything we get. And so we decided that we are going to change the